Some scientists believe it to be the next big wave in nutritional supplements. It's called human intracellular glutathione. Chances are you've never heard of it, but it's believed to be the body's most powerful antioxidant. Here with more is Immunotech research.
We feel that in the next few years, glutathione is going to become a household word, and people are going to look for ways to be able to increase glutathione. And Immunocal really is a product that can do this.
It's called glutathione, a powerful substance found in every single one of our body's 100 trillion cells. It's linked to many functions, from detoxifying our body to boosting our immune system. At McGill University in Montreal, researchers have discovered a way to stimulate the body's production of this powerful antioxidant. Recognized as a nutraceutical, or all-natural substance with medical effects, Immunocal seems to be helping many with differing ailments.
I found out that I had breast cancer and thyroid cancer.
I decided to try it on my father, who had a very bad basal cell carcinoma.
I'm asthmatic.
I had chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia.
At a recent seminar in South Florida, hundreds came to learn more about Immunocal and its ability to help the body produce glutathione, many with success stories to share.
I decided to try it on my father, who had a very bad basal cell carcinoma. I started out at 4 packs a day, and within 2 weeks, there was a dramatic difference. It was like having watched water dry up.
Before my surgeries, I immediately started taking 4 a day to get myself ready for that, and so that helped me get through my surgeries. Then I had to have chemotherapy and also radiation, and it really did work.
My life has been renewed with Immunocal. I feel wonderful. People that have known me for 20 years have never known me with energy. They've never known me well.
From world-class athletes to families to seniors, more and more people are taking this all-natural derivative to increase performance or just improve their everyday lives.
I'm 85 years young. When I started, I was a basket case. The lower half of my body felt like lead. Within 2 weeks, I was able to walk about a half a mile, and now I'm dancing again. That is my life.
While this is an all-natural protein isolate derived from milk, all of the lactose is removed. Plus, 7 pharmaceutical method-of-use patents were granted to Immunocal, making it highly unique.
It's very unique to have an all-natural substance that has a pharmaceutical patent. But these method-of-use patents are because of the intellectual property, what this can do.
Over the last 10 years, the number of people taking a nutritional supplement has increased 60%, part of the wellness industry that's expected to be a $1 trillion business by 2010.
At the forefront of this movement is going to be companies that have documented, medically established, proven products. Today, there's over 50,000 clinical studies published. They can be actually found on the internet. You can do research and read about glutathione and how it reacts in the body and what it can do.
And what it can do is getting the attention of the medical community as well. Immunocal is listed in the Physician's Desk Reference Drug Catalog and the Pharmacist's Red Book, and is Medicare and Medicaid reimbursed in many areas. Raising glutathione levels has been accepted as a supplemental treatment for people with cancer and HIV, making believers out of not only these individuals, but the medical community as well. As more people learn about glutathione and its healing properties, it may become a household word sooner than anyone imagined. The mega antioxidant that changes the way we think about treating disease and the very way we live. For Life and Leisure Television, I'm Paula Melly reporting.
And glutathione is making its way around the world. Immunotech research will soon be rolling out the product in Japan, Taiwan, Indonesia, and Hong Kong.
And this marks a new era in the medical field in terms of using what might be termed as a nutraceutical in the treatment of clinical states.
I've been using Immunocal for a little over 3 years in my medical practice, and I can honestly say that I haven't had one patient that hasn't derived a benefit from its use.
In research being done in glutathione, all these thousands of articles that are coming out, people still ask the question, why can't I just eat glutathione? In fact, you can't eat glutathione. What happens when you eat glutathione? It gets broken down in your digestive tract and it ends up being passed. The only way To raise glutathione in your body is to eat the building blocks for your body to manufacture glutathione. We call these building blocks precursors. All that Immunocal does is supply your body with the precursors to make glutathione. A person can, in the comfort of his own home, take a package of this product, mix it up, and ingest it. And once you eat the Immunocal, it enters your digestive tract. It's safely passed into your intestine. It's very easily absorbed. Once it's absorbed, it gets picked up in your bloodstream, and it is the building blocks of precursors that are traveling through your bloodstream. When these precursors get to your cells, there are certain amino acids that are released into the cell, and the cell itself starts to manufacture glutathione.
You know, after 20 years of being very concerned in the wellness industry, concerned about what the individual could do for their own self-protection. In fact, even after going through medical school and being involved in medical practice, I had never had this particular idea go through my mind of the individual cell protecting itself. See, each particular cell in the body is trying to protect itself for its own health. The cell on the face is protecting itself against an ultraviolet ray when you're sunbathing. A cell in the gut is protecting itself from a carcinogen that gets into the diet. Every cell in the body is protecting itself on a daily basis. And in order to do that, this cell has its own defensive mechanism. And that's where glutathione is so important. It's the cell's principal defensive molecule in its own defense. And what Dr. Bonas was able to do was to allow us to take an action step, to do something to enable the cell, to facilitate the cell being able to make more glutathione in its own protection. And by being able to do that, I think he has started a revolution.
In the case of Nina Pertouche, she recognized that despite taking a variety of medications, her condition was not improving. She started taking Immunocal on her own initiative and had a dramatic improvement in her function. When her doctor called me up, he was quite surprised, but when we discussed it, I discussed that there was a very good basis for why it might be improving. Nina then subsequently went off the product and her symptoms came back. It was at that point that Nina got in touch with me, and what I suggested to her that if she was going to go back on the product, that we could study her before and then 1 month after going back on the product. She told me she was going back on the product, and so we organized for her to come in, and what we did is we measured her lung function and we measured her glutathione levels, and then we saw her 1 month later. And with, much to Nina's pleasure and to our own pleasure, Nina had a dramatic improvement in her lung function and a dramatic improvement in her glutathione levels.
When Jim Haig approached me in the fall of 1998, he was concerned because he had been on chemotherapy for widespread or metastatic prostate cancer, and his treatment had caused him to have heart toxicity. And because of that, his treatment had been discontinued, and he would have been classified as a treatment failure. And he was left on a small dose of prednisone only because of associated inflammation of the heart muscle. He came to me hoping that I might be able to suggest some kind of alternative treatment, since at that point in time the oncologist had not been able to offer him anything else. And I said to him, look, I'm going to think about possibly putting you on Immunocal because of what I know about it, and I'm going to discuss it with your urologist. And I did, and the urologist said to me, to my surprise pleasantly, why not? Let's try him on it. And so at that point in time, having had the treatment failure, he started on Immunocal, 1 packet per day, and he had at that time when he started a PSA of 208, and after 1 month his PSA dropped down to